Take us higher. Let the bass take
So have fun with your food, make something nice. This experiment that I'm about to do with the beef mince as defreezed, I can defrozen. What's the word?
I know you feel it.
I've been saying it wrong the whole video. Okay, and so this year for me, 2025 has not been very successful. Honestly, I'm going to come clean to you guys. I wasn't able to do videos because I wanted to be sort of part of the cause first and then actually be making progress or doing the thing properly and then sort of speak to you guys. And it's just not been great. I'm going to just be honest this time, and I've got a fix. So we just talk about this, you know. Every year in your life, like a phase in your life, there may come a time where what you were doing before just won't work, might not work. So I beat myself up for this a little bit because what happened was I see a food item or like one of my meals wouldn't be as fun or satiating, for example. I'd try a few things and then I just find myself reaching for random things, and I would be annoyed about that because I was saying like, hang on man, I used to be good at this, I used to be able to stop. And the truth is, or the reality is, I've just not built the momentum yet. I've tried a few things, not been great. My food options are very basic and I found myself very, very busy in the last few years. So new plan, because we can't give up. Okay, we just cannot give up. That's not an option at all. And it would be a disservice to you guys and myself. And obviously, I don't want to waste years and years and years and find myself completely out of shape or out of love with the sport, which won't happen. And we're pivot now. So what we're going to do is I'm going to introduce something that I've not ever introduced in my diet plan, and that's going to be topside beef mince. I know it's not revolutionary, but for years since I've been training, I just have chicken basically. Early years I did have tuna. I think everyone went through that phase, but I got bored quite quick. I found myself basically having eggs in the evening. And it was just getting boring, and I was just saying, okay, today, instead of eggs, I'll have something else, and I'll make it fit the calories. But it soon enough wouldn't, because I would switch it out, and then I would also feel a bit like shit, I went off plan, what's going on? All those things, all this in my head, by the way. So training is going great, which is excellent. So there's still progress there, but the weight for the last week, regardless of Christmas or whatever, hasn't budged. And I completely understand that. I made bad choices, and I've eaten terribly. But what we're gonna do now is go and get some shopping.
Take us higher. Let the bass take over. 'Cause it's you and I know you.
Right, so unfortunately, not unfortunately, I bought food from out. I mean, this was always going to happen today anyway. I just wanted to show an example. What we're looking at here is lack of bad planning. Now, this is why you fall off as well. This is why I keep falling off. No food's made, nothing to do. You're so busy, you're going to get home. What do? Yeah, you know, you've got no food. So essentially, I've gone like kind of a healthier option because I've done grilled chicken. But this is where one of the monumental failures happen for me. Just having to wing it. And you can't always, someone with a lot of experience possibly, but if you're not prepared, you go into a shop, chances are, you know, you're not going to look for anything like a salad or something like that. You need food. And then unfortunately, the way the market is out there, food is always going to be junk food, something unhealthy, because that's what gets people buying things. And but yeah, the best we can be prepared is just to have the best option possible, and chicken. I'll show you guys that in a minute. So we've gone for that safe option rather than going for like a pizza or something like that to limit the damage. But today is all about prepping for the rest of the week. Prepping for the week as in we're going to cook, which I'll show you guys how I'm going to do that. Cook for the rest of the week so we don't find ourselves in this position again. Essentially, today we're out basically trying to find something that can, you know, anchor the diet. So me using or buying the meat that I was buying, just chicken, sticking to that, it gets boring. You guys probably do that now, or you don't do that now, but you know, basic food is good. So you want potatoes, rice, vegetables most importantly, but too much variety obviously can hinder then obviously the preparation for the food. But in my case, there wasn't enough variety at all. Yeah, so have fun with your food, make something nice. This experiment that I'm about to do with the beef mince, I've never really had it before, but I know where the fault is for my diet. It's stopping me because in the evening I reach for other things because that satiation factor isn't there. Eggs are boring. For me, I've tried everything. I've tried boiled, I've tried it all, whatever. And if I know, you know, this is the meal that makes me slip away on everything, I'm going to try my level best to find some food that I can enjoy, eat, and then live with the hunger after. Last thing you want is something you don't really like or you've not enjoyed, you've had it, and then now you're hungry, and then you're having to put up with two things. You didn't like your evening meal after such a hard workout, training session, and then now you're left hungry as well. So, you know, it's like a give or take. Very, very nice food. I'm hungry after, but you know what? That's fine. We go again tomorrow. I get to eat this again. So that's the sort of idea I'm going for. I think if you are stuck with the same protein sources, just see what you can do, swap them out. Slightly more expensive, I think, as well, beef is, unfortunately, but you pay with your health. Okay, yeah, important thing, what I said in the intro as well, in the beginning, like I was saying, failure, just always understand that, you know, if something's not working, it's the thing that's not working, it's not yourself. Sometimes you do need to obviously, you know, grow up or grow a pair and then get cracking, but there's some things you can't flex on. Like, if you know food is your weak point, don't beat yourself up about it, and you see someone else's diet plan and you're trying to do it constantly and it's not working for you. It's not because you're rubbish, it's because that thing at this given time is not right for you. Anyone else giving you a food plan, it might work for them, it might be right for them, but for you in that given moment, it won't be. So what you want to do is have a think. Don't worry about it. If you need to spend some time online or not online, just close yourself in a space. If you're too busy, just ask your family for like an hour and a half or something like that. You know, put yourself away and say, what is it that's actually wrong, and how can I fix it? Like I say, for me, I narrowed it down. It was my post-workout meal that was causing an issue, and I'm going to try level best. Try find something. If this doesn't work, we then try something else. You know, the last thing you want is giving up. This whole bodybuilding thing, this training thing, or the way I got down from the 120 kilos down to, I mean, we're looking at 75 now, but I've been 68 before, is a lot of failure, a lot of trial and error. Things didn't work, then things worked. It's never linear. I know you guys understand now, when you're losing weight as well, gaining weight, it's up and down, up and down, up and down, obviously like that. But then in the same way, your life will be the same. We're, unfortunately, people like you and me, we're not paid for this. You know, we've got day jobs, we've got things to do. If we were doing this full time, it may have been different, but that's not the case. Our life is whatever it is right now, and we have to make it work, especially if you're passionate about it. And if there's something that's causing you to lose that passion, like in my case was just having chicken constantly, then that needs to go out. It's urgent, because the more time there's friction, the more problems there will be with your journey. And what we want to do is remove those contact points. You know, you want to make it as smooth as possible so you can focus on hard training. And the way you do that is do your meal prep, you know, give yourself the momentum. If you don't give yourself a chance, you know, by sorting your food out, doing the walks when you can, if you don't give yourself a chance, let yourself build that momentum, it's never going to work. But ultimately, find the solution, and don't constantly, don't bang your head on the same door if it's not opening. Just pivot and see what works for your lifestyle at a given time. It will change again, so you'll need to get used to that. Your life will change at any given few years. Pivoting is the only answer, so you better learn quick. Meat is here, so essentially what I normally would do now, and what I would suggest you guys to do, is make your sort of bulk of the cooking for a few days. So the way I'm doing it is having less meat now per sort of meat type. So chicken mince, I'm going to cook the same as I do. So I used to have 250 grams a day. I'm going to half that, so roughly around 100 grams, but I can make the same amount and make it last 2 days. So that's the idea, and the beef mince as well. But what you want to do first of all, freeze everything. So here it is. These, they've changed the packaging now. This is what you want, Ziplock bags. Now, oh no, hello. The reason you want Ziplocks is, I'm going to show you. Okay, now, you don't want to be faffing around with stuff that has like lids. You know those lids, the handles and stuff, like, how are you going to put it back in the pan when that does defreeze? So what you want is something like this, and you put the meat in there, which I'll show you, and you squish it, flat pack it, take it out, and you can basically sort of defreeze it overnight, or put it in some water for a quick deforestation. Made a new word, I don't know. So defreeze it quicker, and then you can just basically open this, chuck in your pan, good to go. And I'm going to be cooking basically on my non-training days. So today is a non-training day. I'm going to cook for 2 days. I train every other day. Quality. I don't want to be, remember what we said about reducing friction, removing friction, having the process as easy as possible, so it's easier than calling your local takeaway and getting something delivered, or getting in your car, going somewhere to grab something after a training session, after a hard training session. Sometimes you just want to kick back and relax, enjoy the fruit of your labors, especially at the early time of your journey. Because remember I said about building momentum. Right now there's no momentum. I've gone from being out of shape, and I'm trying to basically transition into this new person, or this new being that sort of trains well, eats well. It's not going to happen overnight. So reduce the friction until the momentum comes, and this is going to be it. My food's ready. What's easier? Me grabbing my microwave, just open the microwave and sort of being like, yeah, done. Or is it going to be quicker for me to go in my car, walk down, and then get some basically pizza? Enough rubbish chatting. let's bag the meat and then I'll show you how to cook these wicked meals. So my beautiful assistant here is bagging it for me because she's a lot better than I am. So yeah, the meat's here, essentially doing 200 grams per bag. So when one of them has defrozen, what's the word?
Defrosted.
I've been saying it wrong the whole video. Defrosted, basically, when I cook it, it'll basically be made for 2 days at a time. And I don't need to basically cook every day. I'm short on time. Quick and easy, cook it once, and then I can move on with the week. Like I said, remember the friction, remove as much friction as possible in your program. And this will be one more step towards achieving that. So there you have it. That's what you want to do with the food. You flat pack it, it deep freezes easily, defrosts easily, or way easier. Another thing that will be your best friend will be your frozen meat options. Now, I'm not going to be using cauliflower. Ignore this. Not everything's mine in here. Yeah. So, I'm going to pair the chicken with bell peppers. Oh, actually, no, I'm lying. I'm going to pair the chicken with with some spinach. So that's down here, some spinach. And then I'm going to pair the beef with peppers and onions. So you have to figure out what veg you like with what kind of meat. For me, that's what sounds like or feels like is going to be the right thing to do. Remember, everything about more taste and value. Obviously, you can't forget your macronutrients and your micronutrients because ideally you want to obviously feel better, perform better and everything. So veg will be key for that. And also, if you're cutting, which I am, it does help a lot with satiation. So sometimes if you just have these plain foods, just beef, just chicken on its own, just potatoes on its own, without any like leafy greens or anything like that, you'll find yourself more hungry throughout the day, and that will be the case. Same with the oats that we're going to see in a moment as well. You want to pair that with some fruits or berries because again, you find yourself hungrier if you do miss them out. So it's a win-win really. Find something that you like. You don't have to have like broccoli or whatever. I hate broccoli. I like peppers and things like that. So that's what I go with, and it'll net you pretty much the same result. This wok here, this is where we'll make the beef and the vegetables and all that. And in the air fryer, I'll be chucking in the chicken. So we're looking at the beef. It's about 200 grams, and then 200 grams of chicken, which should last me basically 2 days. So yeah, that way you've got the food cooking in the air fryer. Basically part of it you don't have to cook twice, you don't have to be at two places at once, and the part of it you can make like a nice hearty meal. For me, the beef is obviously the replacement for the evening meal, which was kind of boring. So it's just gonna make a base, okay? You have to pair it with some carbs, some fats, or whatever your goals are. For me, this will be perfect. In the evening, I can just make potatoes really quickly. You've seen those microwave potatoes, take about 5 minutes to make. I can make some eggs if I want to add on to there, but this will be the base meal, which is the main issue that is, for me, where it makes me jump off plan.
Let the beat take us higher. Let the bass take over. 'Cause it's you and I know you feel it. I know you feel it. So what you wanna do? What you wanna do, baby? What you wanna do? What you wanna do, baby? Wanna do? What you wanna do, baby? What you wanna do? What you wanna do?
Look at this. This right here is ready. So that's the base for 2 days now. So I'm gonna obviously half that. Just gonna estimate it. It's not super rigid as long as I eat that in 2 days. That'll be my base meal for the evening, the one that I really struggle with. And in the air fryer, we have some chicken. Now, it's not a lot, but I weighed it out, so it's 200 grams, so 100 grams per day. Most of my protein sources are basically whey protein, chicken in this instance, and then beef now as well. But I have calculated it, so I'm eating about 170-ish, because I've got Greek yogurt as well that you do eat. So this is it. This was my friction. This was my friction, and hopefully this has helped you sort of find something a bit more inspirational. Now, people struggle with diet, you know, they might be younger and they find it easier to diet, they might get older and they struggle, or vice versa, that I've got 2 days worth of food made in essentially half an hour. After it's defrosted, about half an hour. Now, I am going to make some oats, my morning oats, that usual recipe. And as you guys know, it doesn't take me too long to make anyway. That takes about a couple of minutes. I could make 2 more maybe for the following 2 days, but it doesn't worry me at all. But usually I'd listen to some music, or I'd watch like a movie or something like that, something really quick, like a little clip, something a YouTube video while I'm making that. So it's very low stress for me, never been a problem, so I'm not going to bother changing that. And yeah, hopefully you like this. I'm going to report back in a week, see how much of an impact that has made to my diet, and obviously I'll do the weigh-in. We could do another full day of eating with all this food, with all the carbs and all that added. This is just the base meals or some training sessions. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this, and hopefully I'm officially back now properly. And I'm honestly hoping for about a 10-week cut, some 75 kilograms, about a 10-week cut to basically change this around and give you guys an awesome physique, give myself an awesome physique. So if you do like this and you want to see what's going to happen next, like, share, subscribe and comment, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.